anomalies there, but that's an easy milestone you can reach for. And if I'm the Browns, even though it's a new season, I'm pointing that statistic out. See, sometimes too, you sometimes looking back at the year before, like I think looking back at last year for the Browns is absolutely worthless. So many changes that none of that carries over. If you look, but a team like the Steelers, you can do that more because there's so much more consistency between the roster and the mainstays are still there and the coaching staff. So I think that, yeah, pieces change, but you can look at tendencies from the year before. I think the Browns look at the Steelers' tendencies a lot more than the other way around because they're going to be completely different for the Browns because it's all new, everything as it is every year. But that's if I'm the Browns, that's on the chalkboard. We need to run for 80-plus yards because that's a weakness and that's a big flashing sign right here on the game plan to beat these Steelers.
Yeah, J-Rock, I mean, to build on what you're saying, if the Browns become one-dimensional on Sunday, forget it, because we already know that there's no true number one receiver. We already know that Hoyer has struggled and has one drive to build off of heading into this season. So it's got to be about pounding the football and doing everything that they said that they were going to do. And I have no reason to believe that they won't. I thought Ben Tate looked really good in preseason in his carries. Ben Tate throughout his career has averaged almost 5 yards a carry. So I think I know I'm optimistic and I know I'm the positive drinking the Kool-Aid and I don't care. I think this is going to be a little closer than people think.
I do too.
So,
I believe it's winnable, and I believe if they lose, it is going to be a competitive loss. My gut tells me that, and I don't think they win the other 2 games out of the 3. I honestly don't. So I'm saying, hey, to me, you win this one, and that guarantees that you maybe don't go 0-3, which is worse for everyone. Now, here's one of the biggest things I worry about that you didn't mention and that we haven't brought up in today's show is we mentioned the name Antonio Brown. Okay, well, that's your number one, and, you're going to have Joe Hayden on him, but Justin Gilbert, you talk about getting tested. Lance Moore is a handful out there. He may not be what he was in New Orleans, but he's still a good receiver out there, a veteran receiver. We saw in the preseason, veteran receivers taught a few new tricks to Justin Gilbert and took advantage of his youth and inexperience. And I think Lance Moore is another guy that can do that same thing. And he's going to be, I think he's primarily going to be the responsibility of Gilbert in this game. So you've got him, you've got Antonio Brown, Marcus Wheaton's another one that people bring up. And then, the local and the Browns may have been able to find an opportunity for Andre Archer as well. They've got some new pieces in that offense there, but Lance Moore against Justin Gilbert, I think that's a matchup that the Browns have to win this game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Toledo University native Lance Moore, who actually tried out for the Browns way back in 2007, and they cut him, and then the Saints gave him a try. I was sad to see Lance Moore, a Pittsburgh Steeler. But like you said, he's a feisty veteran, and he's probably not going to be a vertical threat, but he may be the guy that Gilbert's lined up with in the slot.
Look at Holmes. So, yeah, Santonio showed what a veteran that may not have the gas anymore to go deep, but Santonio showed that there's some tricks that he can teach Gilbert, and I think Lance Moore can do a lot of similar things. That's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with you, and I think Gilbert's got his work cut out for him against Lance Moore.
For sure. I mean, and you know what? I want to see that right away. Put him in the fire. You got drafted in the top 10, man. Go out there and let's do it, man. Now let's see what happens. And on the flip side, another guy that, and it seems to work out this way, that always a couple of guys that in my draft research, I said, boy, I would love for this guy to end up on the Browns, and he ends up on the Steelers. Shazier. I mean, I really liked him coming out from the Buckeyes, and, I think that he just being a rookie starting on that defense says enough as a linebacker, because that doesn't happen. And for him to go out there, I think he's going to play a big part in that defense. Hopefully not in the first game as much as the rest of it, but I think look out for him this season. Shazier, I like him a lot. I was hoping he ended up here.
Yeah, Dick LeBeau's defense is not known for starting rookies. I think the last rookie to start for the Steelers was Kendrell Bell. So I think,
and the last rookie linebacker was even further back than
linebacker
that.
Is what I meant.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Ryan Shazier was somebody that I was high on in my mock drafts, and at the end I teetered off on him and did not knock him to the Browns. But I was again saddened to see guys like Ryan Shazier, and they also have Stephen Tuitt too, that nose tackle from Notre Dame. On their roster too.
Man, Ryan Ruiz from the Inscriber doing some 3 dog bones to victory. And so, that's the game plan. We laid it out, what the Browns have to do to have a chance to win this game. Now I'm going to put it down to you. Are they going to do it? And what do you got as you said, 6 or 7 wins on the season, so I guess I got that one. But do they or do they not win this game on Sunday?
I think they're going to win, J-Rock. I really do. I think this is going to be close. I can't express enough on how close I think this is going to be. I believe that Billy Cundiff's going to have a lot of work. I think he's going to have 4 or 5 field goals. And,
every week. I think he's going to have 4 or 5 field goals every week, my man.
And I think this defense is going to keep them in it just like they planned. I'm hoping that they run the football like they told us they were going to do. And I see the Browns squeaking out a win, shocking the NFL world, and winning 19-16 at Heinz Field on Sunday.
I'm going to go ahead and lay it out there. And I'm serious about this. And I'm going to take my optimism out of this. And I'm going to be honest. I do see a winnable game. Here's the thing, is that I see a close game that comes down to crunch time. And I see a veteran team, and I see a young team with a young coaching staff and a team that doesn't know how to go on the road and win. I think the Browns come way closer than anybody thinks, and they walk out of Pittsburgh going, damn, we could have won that game. And I think they fall short, but I think very quickly people go, okay, there's a little bit of heart to this Browns team.
Yeah, so what's your score, J-Rock?
Man, I think it's a low-scoring game. I think we're talking 21-17. I think we're somewhere in that area. Problem is unfortunately, since 1999, doesn't matter which side the score's on. That's about the score of every Browns game. That's the one thing that drives me nuts. It's always 14-10 or 17-14 or there's no 55-37 shootouts, there's on either side of the ball, so sometimes you wish for them to break out of that. But seriously, I do. I believe that Pittsburgh pulls it off late. I think the Browns have the chance to win it. I think in the fourth quarter they have the chance to win, but I just think that they're too young, and it'll be a mistake, whether it's a fumble, an interception, or not being able to stop Pittsburgh on third down late in the game. There'll be a reason that Pittsburgh squeaks it out, but I think that I don't think it's going to be a blowout, and I don't think that the Browns are going to embarrass themselves, and I really don't. And so that's where I'm at with the game. And if they surprise me and win it, then I'm all for it, man. Obviously, I mean, because then you like I said, Monday we'll have a different look at how this season goes. But, we'll see. But that's where I'm at. I feel that the Browns are good enough to win the game talent-wise, but they're not going to be able to get it done for some reason that, maybe later on in the season you play them again. That's a good measuring stick. You compare how you finish the second one to the first one. But that's it. I think if it was at home, I agree with Jonathan Knight. If it was at home, I would pick the Browns to win this game without even hesitating. But I do believe that perhaps that'll stop them. And hey, maybe I'm wrong, man. Listen, for the Browns fans out there going, come on, man, throw me something. Maybe Dante Whitner pulls that defense together in the huddle and goes, damn it, this ain't how the Cleveland Browns play football anymore. And maybe he goes and forces that turnover when the Browns are about to lose the game, and they do something different. That's what it's going to take. Something different that that breaks this team out of the same old, same old. I don't know if it's there. I guess we'll find out. If it comes, it's going to come from a guy like Whitner, somebody from the outside that comes in and says, listen, I'm tired of y'all lose these close games all the time. We're going to go win this game. Maybe that's what he brings. I don't know.
Yeah, J-Rock, I mean, to steal a page out of JK's book, I just want to see respectable football. I just want to see watchable football. I mean, I can't tell you how upset I was when you and I did the post-game show against the Steelers at Harry Buffalo last year. Yeah. And it was like, there's just no heart. There was no energy. There was no passion. And I don't feel that way about this team. Now, I could be wrong, but it's week one. It's time to get going. It's time to throw your chips down, and let's see what happens. But we'll know more, obviously, after this weekend and what we have here. But
Absolutely.
To say right now we know what we have, we don't.
We'll find out, man. I'm excited. It's the first week. There's always hope and optimism. And let's see, like you said, show respectable play. If they go 0-3, heading to games by a combined 15 points or something like that, that is, to me, is not as bad as 0-3. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's still 0-3, but if you have aspirations of more than just a season. You know, Pittsburgh thinks they're a playoff team. Baltimore is a playoff team, and New Orleans is a Super Bowl team. So it's not the easiest 3 games to start the season. And I do like that Mike Pettin somewhere, let's go start it in Pittsburgh. Can't go any worse, can it? And you know what? Maybe it can't. Let's see. But I do. I think they're going to play a good game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Or we're sitting here on Monday going, here we go again. Here we go again.
And then I will have a whole different attitude for Friday's Dawg Bones victory against the New Orleans Saints.
It took like 13 or 14 weeks last year to break Ruiz. They can't do it in week 1 this year, can they? I guess we'll find out.
Not gonna break me in week 1. No.
I don't know, man. If it's what was that 40 what was it in 99? What was that score? 41-0 and
43-0.
43-0. So maybe that might break him, but hey, like I said, man, they may do it the old Bud Carson way. I'm 51-0 on opening day. I can dream, can't I? But let's have some fun and hopefully see a hell of a football game on Sunday, and then we'll come back with a much better idea of what kind of football team we've got next week.
Yes, sir, J-Rock. I will talk to you next week, and go Browns.
You got it, Ryan Ruiz, and of course you guys can check him out at the Inscriber, the digital magazine. He is the Browns beat writer for the Inscriber, and he's here every Friday laying it down, the 3 keys to victory. Let's see if the Browns can do it. He is right. Those are all 3 important ones. We'll see if they do it and if it's enough. And when we come back, don't go anywhere. Phone lines are open. 216-539-7535. 216-539-7535. Got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about here. We'll set the stage for the weekend. Some White Sox and Virginia Tech Hokies, and I'll set you guys up with my schedule for tomorrow and all of that. We've got a lot of things to talk about. When we come back, wrapping things up, final segment of the Sports Fix next.
When it all goes down, you know I'll still be here, bleeding brown and orange 365 days a year. Always. You know how we do it. Cleveland Browns, baby.
Yeah. You know what it is. Everything I do for this. Black and yellow, man, y'all nothing. Brown and orange Unilot, we about to get it jumping. Repping the Browns, when you see me, you know everything. Brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange. Out on the field, you know them orange helmets shining. I'm in brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange, brown and orange. I'm rocking orange and brown in your town, not about to be relocating to.
And now, a very special announcement from the Sports Fix.
Black bears weigh between 200 and 500 pounds. Brown bears weigh between 300 and over 1,000 pounds. Black bears run away from you. Brown bears run at you. When attacked by a bear, simply lie still on the ground and cover your head with your hands. When the bear is finished batting you around and mauling you, contact the U.S. Forest Service.
And that was a message from the Sports Fix.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising,